Hello, thanks for joining me. In this video, I have a flow called Cactus Arm Warrior Flow. So throughout this practice, we will be exploring each of the three warrior poses with different cactus arm variations. This is a full practice with a warm-up and a shavasana. So before we begin, just a quick reminder that each body is different and even our own bodies can feel different day to day. So please practice at your own discretion and modify or skip anything that isn't working for you today. So we'll begin in an easy seated pose. If you like to sit on a pillow or a block to raise your hips a bit, feel free to do that. You can also, we have a kneeling pose in this sequence. So if you like a little extra padding for your knees, you can pause the video, grab a towel or a blanket, just have that off to the side for when that time comes. But with that, we'll begin. So let's just sit in easy seated pose. Our hands can be on our knees, eyes closed if that feels safe to you, or you can have a gentle gaze out in front of you. And just take 2 or 3 breaths here, paying attention to your breath. It might be the first time today that you're paying attention to your breath. Maybe give some thanks that we don't have to think about our breathing all the time, but that it is a gift when we are able to slow down, be mindful of our breath. It helps us to connect to ourselves and to the present moment. So on your next inhale, raise your arms up overhead and come to a side stretch. So just bring your right arm down to the mat, your left arm up and over. Bring both arms back up to the sky and come down to the opposite side, stretching, finding length in that side body. Bring both hands up to the sky again. And let's take a twist. So bring your right arm behind your right hand, your left hand on your knee. And as far as it feels comfortable for your neck, look toward your right shoulder. And just take a breath here, lengthening the spine. And bring your arms up overhead, and we'll switch to the opposite side. Thinking about twisting in that upper back, looking out over our left shoulder. And bring your arms up overhead and then down to your knees. Let's transition to table. In table, you want your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees. We'll do a few cat-cows here. And we always start with cow on the inhale. So as we inhale, we drop our belly, lift our chest and our head. Inhale, cow. Exhale, arch our back, belly button to spine, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Come to a neutral spine. Tuck your toes and slowly lift your hips into downward facing dog. Make any adjustments needed. Here, we want our Our shoulders pulled away from our ears in line with our biceps. You can kind of bring your ears toward your biceps, rocking your head side to side, making sure you have that alignment. Your fingers trying to grip the mat to keep weight out of the wrists. Shoulders kind of pulled away from the ears to make space between your shoulder blades. You can take a few calf stretches here. Find some stillness. And then your next inhale, step both feet in between your hands, the front of the mat, into a halfway lift. Forward fold. And arms up overhead. Hands up to the sky, and then down at your sides. And roll your shoulders back. Make any adjustments for Tadasana. We'll do a few Sun A salutations. Sun salutation A just offers a full body warm up. So in mountain pose, we want the weight equal, both feet, your head, crown of your head lifting toward the sky, shoulders over your hips, hips aligned with your knees and your ankles, shoulder blades back, chin tucked slightly. And then inhale, raise your arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back into a plank pose. Your knees can be off or on the mat. Shift forward, lower with control, Chaturanga Dandasana, and then all the way to the mat. Lift into Cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Keep breathing in and out. Step both feet to the front of the mat into a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms up overhead, hands down to your sides. Let's take one more sun salutation A. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to plank. Shift forward to lower with control, Chaturanga Dandasana, and then down to the mat, Cobra, as we lift into Cobra, and then push back to downward facing dog. From downward dog, let's bring our left foot in between our hands. Bring our back foot at a 45-degree angle and lift into Warrior One. Arms up overhead, shoulders relaxed. Make sure that you keep that bend in your front knee, hips pointing forward. And let's bring our arms down to a cactus. So this is where we're going with our cactus. And bring our arms back up. Come down to a cactus with your arms. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale to a cactus. And then inhale, your arms back up to the sky. Have your hands frame your front foot. You can pivot your back foot, heel off of the mat into a runner's lunge. and shift forward into a standing splits. So in standing splits, we want to have, if you have blocks help, but we want to keep, we're lifting our right leg here. We want to keep our hips level versus opening up to get higher. We want to keep our hip points kind of pointing toward the mat as we lift that right leg. Bring that leg down into a forward fold. Bring your arms up overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. Bring your hands to your hips. Lift your right leg into Ekapada Tandasana, and then find a tree pose. So in your tree, you can be at your ankle, you can be on the floor, at your ankle, your shin, or you can bring your foot inside your thigh and find balance. If you're feeling balanced here, you can bring your arms up overhead. Take a breath here. Bring your hands back to your hips. I'm just going to turn around here. And standing at the front of your mat, we'll take that on the opposite side. So step your left foot back into warrior one. And bring your arms up overhead. Make sure you have that bend in your front knee. And we'll cactus our arms. We'll take that flow 3 times. So exhale your arms into a cactus. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, reach for the sky. Bring your hands down for a runner's lunge. And shift your weight forward into standing splits. With your left leg lifted this time. Find some strength and stability here. Bring that foot down into a forward fold. You'll come all the way up to Urdhva Hastasana. And bring your hands to your hips. This time bring your left knee up. And find your tree pose on this side. Now both sides might be different. I'm not finding as much stability here. I'm going to have a low tree. And bring your arms up overhead. Let's come back to that Tadasana. The front of our mats. Arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step to downward dog. Let's move into warrior two, taking our left foot in between our hands. Warrior two, our back foot is parallel now with the back of the mat. Have that bend in the front knee, arms reach out. And we look over, palms down, look over our front arm. Let's straighten that front leg to take triangle. Hinge, torso, finding length. Try not to lock Lock your knees, although your legs are straight. Come back in to warrior two. We're going to cactus our arm here. Flip our front palm and then reverse and bring the cactus into a bind behind our back and a reach our front arm. Let's come back to that warrior two with our right arm cactus, looking forward. Let's take that flow again. Inhale to reverse warrior. Let's exhale back to warrior two with a cactus arm. And then reverse the warrior. Keep that bend in your front knee and we'll transition to side angle. So bring your right arm up and over. Your left arm gently rests on your left leg and reach. Come back to warrior two. And we'll transition into a crescent lunge. So pivot your back foot. Let's take some balance. Bring your legs wider if needed. And take that crescent lunge with your arms, high lunge. You can look up and take a slight back bend. Try that. And come down to downward facing dog. And we'll take that on the opposite side. So bring your right foot forward, your left foot parallel. I'll turn around so don't have my back to you. So your right foot forward. We're coming into a warrior two. From this warrior two, straighten your leg and tip to triangle, keeping length in your side. It's not so much about reaching down to the ground, but feeling that stretch in both arms and the length. Come back into warrior two, and we'll play with that cactus reverse warrior. So cactus, your left arm, flip your right palm and reverse your warrior, bringing that cactus arm into a bind. Come back to warrior two with cactus, reverse your warrior. Come back to cactus. Once more, reverse your warrior. And keeping that bend in your front knee this time, let's transition to side angle. And from side angle, find a crescent lunge after we slowly come to a brief warrior two. We pivot our back foot, wiggle out some space for balance. Look up and come down to downward facing dog. Just take some breaths here. We've been working. Working hard here. Let's bring our right foot forward. Bring your knee down, your left knee down, your right foot forward, and we'll take a twist on this side. So twist, open your right arm high to the sky. Bring that arm down, hands framing your front foot, and sink your hips back into half splits. This is where, if you need some padding for your knee, you can take some padding here. And just take a few breaths. Let's shift forward, raise that back knee, and we're going to lift into Warrior Three. This is a balance challenge here. And we want to keep our hips level with the mat. Bring your arms out, reaching, and we'll do a cactus here. So cactus your arms back. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, cactus your arms back. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, cactus your arms back. Bring your leg down, arms up overhead. We'll take a side stretch. Stretch to the right. Arms up overhead. Stretch to the left. Bring your hands to heart center. Just going to turn around here. Lift our arms up overhead. Forward fold. And we're going to just step right back to downward dog. From downward dog, let's bring our left foot forward. Bring your knee down, and we'll take a twist. So right hand on the mat, the left arm up. Frame your foot and sink your hips back into a half splits. And just keep breathing here as we stretch out our leg, stretching out the hamstring here. Shift forward, and we'll find that Warrior Three with the left leg stamped into the ground. Find your balance. Bring your arms forward, and let's cactus back. Inhale, arms forward. Cactus back. Ooh. Make sure you keep your balance. Inhale, arms forward. Cactus back. I think we need to do one more. Inhale, forward. And then cactus back. And come to standing. Ooh. Let's take arms up overhead. Take a side stretch. And then arms overhead and do the opposite side. Arms up overhead. Come to a forward fold. And step back to downward facing dog. We'll start cooling down here. From your down dog, lift your right leg up to the sky. Bend your knee. If you'd like to take a hip opener, you can bring your knee out to the side for a moment. And then come back, straighten your leg out as you shift into pigeon. So in pigeon, we're bringing from our right leg, we're bringing our right knee to our right wrist and our right ankle to our left wrist. Your leg does not need to be parallel to the mat. It's what works with your knee and your body. You also want to stay lifted if you're not, if your hamstring's not meeting the mat. You can also put like a pillow or a block here, but you want to avoid kind of dumping your weight over, shifting your weight over. And you want to keep your hips level. If you feel good here, stay high, or you can, as they say, put your pigeon to sleep, come into a sphinx pose, or bring both of your hands and create a little pillow. Let's take a few breaths here. You can come back up, tuck your back toe, and lift again into that downward facing dog. And we'll take that on the opposite side. So your left foot up, bend your knee, take a hip opener if that feels good for your hips today. Bring your knee back to the center and then shift forward, bringing your left knee to your left wrist, your left ankle toward your right wrist. Taking a moment in your high pigeon here, find your alignment, find strength, find what feels good. Again, both sides are different. And if it feels good on this side and you'd like to lower down, come down into a sphinx for a moment. And then if you'd like to come further, you can come into a crocodile with your arms, making a little pillow. And breathing here. And slowly shift your weight back up. Tuck your toe. Come back into that downward facing dog. And come to table and push back to come to a staff pose. In staff pose, your legs are out in front. Roll your shoulders back, toes kind of curling toward your face if you can do that. Just find some stability, stretching out our legs here. And make your way to your back, laying on your mat. I like to roll my shoulder blades back so I'm more firmly on the mat. Bring your legs hip mat wider than your hips, your feet toward the edge of your mat, and we'll take a windshield wiper twist. So take both knees over to the right and just go stop when your body stops. Always be mindful in supine uh, twists when you're laying down and twisting. If you have lower back issues, or to make sure you don't get back issues, that you really listen to where your body stops you. Don't push. And then switch to the opposite side. I'll just take a few breaths here. And bring your knees back to center. Wiggle your feet more hip distance apart now, more toward each other. We'll take one bridge together. So your heels can be as close or far away as your knees tell you feel good. Feels good. So I like to think in bridge that my knees have magnets. So they're not squeezing each other, touching, but they're also not splaying apart. My knees are straight as I lift my hips. You lift your hips here. Make sure you look up at the ceiling. And come back down. If you feel anything in your knees, adjust where your feet are. You shouldn't feel this in your knees. Let's take one more. Lift your hips up. And come back down to the mat. Let's lift our legs into waterfall. So the soles of your feet can be touching, and the soles of your feet are almost as if you're trying to stand on the ceiling. This pose helps with blood flow. We were standing a lot in our practice today. So taking this counter pose to find balance is what we're going for. And this can be challenging. The more you practice yoga or you watch people do yoga, it might look easy, but having done it, takes a lot of work. Let's bring our knees into our chest. You can rock side to side. We'll move into Shavasana. So find a pose where you can find stillness for a minute or so. You can always pause the video if you'd like more time here. But your knees can be up. This can be nice if you're feeling anything in your lower back, or you can bring your legs out long. Again, I like to make sure my shoulder blades are flat on the mat. You can open your hands if that feels comfortable. And just enter into this stillness, focusing on the breath, being grateful for the time and the ability to move our bodies as we did through this practice. Exploring maybe some new movements, the strength it took for some of the asanas. Take one more deep breath in and out. And slowly find some Small movements in your body, moving your hands and your feet, maybe rolling your ankles. You can come straight up to sitting or transition on your side for one moment in this pose. And gently make your way, if you're not there already, to a seated, easy seated pose. And as we begin to come back and prepare to come off of our mats, just again find some gratitude. And I'm thankful for you for trusting me with this practice. I hope you feel more grounded, connected, and that you can carry that throughout your day. Until next time, take care.